Everybody, how you doing? This is Entrepreneur Curtis R. Monday, the owner of the Curtis R. Monday Insurance Agency, Monday Investment Group, CRM Rental Properties, and also the host of the Urban Business Roundtable, heard every week on the Talk Chicago, WVON 1690 AM, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and also the new co-host of a new show debuting this Saturday called She Flips, He Flips, with my real estate and entrepreneur colleague, the great E.J. Williams, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. also on WVON. So keep it locked. You got 2 hours on Monday on a Saturday. People ask me, why did you decide to do the She Flips, He Flips, the new show about real estate? And it's simple because real estate tends to, continues to be a great way to transfer wealth or build wealth in our community. So when we talk about flipping, we talk about we mean really flipping the economic and the financial landscape in our respective communities, flipping the trend of generational poverty that exists within a lot of African American families. And so real estate was our way to do that. And so right now I'm coming to you live from my first ever investment property that I owned, that I bought rather, and just trying to give you a flavor for some of the things that we're going to bring to you when EJ and I get together and we talk about different topics on the show and go out in the field. And so right now, again, I've always told you that there are two sides of your investment portfolio with real estate. There's the active side, which is what people call flipping. When you develop a piece of property, you make renovations, and then you sell it, hopefully for a profit. And then also there's the passive income side, which is via rental properties, where you buy a piece of property, you maintain it, and you rent it out. Again, I always believe that you use your active income and the profits from that active side of your portfolio to increase your passive income side. If you can get your passive income side or the income from your rental properties to be 3 to 4 times the amount of your monthly expenses, then you reach a form of financial freedom. And so I'm a big proponent of investment property. So a couple of things that I look for when I'm looking at investment properties or rental properties. First thing is, for multi-units, I like to have that extra unit. So, for example, if it's advertised as a two flat, I like that property that has that garden unit basement, right? Because when the way I look at it, most times it's priced as a two flat, but that third unit can be your profit center. This said another way, the property that I'm standing in right now, the monthly mortgage is about $1,600. You rent both properties on the first and second floor, which are 3 units for one price, but you make your profit on the basement unit, right? So if there's a situation where you can find a multi-unit, I like multi-units that have that additional 1 to 2 other units located there, or at least has potential where I can turn the basement into a garden unit. The other thing is, when it comes to rental properties, single family homes. I like single family homes also because the nature of a person who's renting the single family home is different from that of a person who's going to live in a multi-unit property. What do I mean by that? Well, when you start dealing with multi-units, let's say a basement, first floor and second floor. First floor, always easy to rent. Second floor, a little bit harder because people really don't like stairs. The basement unit is always a little bit more difficult because it's a very different kind of individual that's going to reside in the basement unit. And then you have to merge the different personalities that exist between all the different unit owners. So when you have a multi-unit, you're basically putting together 3 or 4 different personalities all cohabitating together. And sometimes that can be pretty tricky. Whereas in comparison, if you have a single family property, you just got that one individual, that one property, or that one individual living at that property. And most times that individual tends to look at that property like it's their own home. So they take over a lot of responsibilities like a home, like a homeowner that as an investor, you may not typically have to deal with, like let's say landscaping or snow removal and things of that nature. Typically, a person renting out a single family property of yours will deal with that information or deal with that aspect of the process. So I'm gonna walk you through this property. Again, one of my actually the very first rental property that I ever purchased, and kind of show you exactly what I see. So this is a garden unit. It's 2 bedrooms. It didn't always start off at 2 bedrooms. We took a common area and made it a bedroom. But I'd like to keep all my rental properties consistent. So you can see same color scheme, agreeable gray, white trim, etc. clean ceramic tile. This is considered like the master bedroom. This is an older building, so it had the radiator heating. And actually in the basement, it was a little bit different. In the basement, we had the actual pipes. So the pipes in this particular building is what heated up the basement unit. And so what we were having and what we were experiencing at first with this particular property was that the thermostat was located in the basement. The thermostat in the basement was controlling the temperature to the whole entire building. So what had happened is that the basement colder than the other two units, right? So it was causing the temperature to rise or work that much harder in the first and second floor units. So to say it another way, my heating bill was really, really high. And we moved the thermostat from the basement and put the sensor on the first floor. It regulated things a lot better, brought my heating costs down. But the flip side is that in this basement, these pipes are what's keeping the units kind of warm in the basement. And so when we did that, it made it colder in the basement, which is already drafty to begin with. So we had to create or build in a new radiator. And then in the bedrooms and the family room and living room, we also put in individual heating units that individuals can use. So that was a way to do it. But you can see here, we just had somebody who moved out recently. So we are just finishing up the rehab. And so I can kind of see what's what. So everything looks pretty good here. We're in the kitchen. These aren't new cabinets. We just refurbished them and painted them, gave them a new paint job. Got a new countertops, brand new stove. The refrigerator itself is a little older. However, though, we'll clean it out and get it ready to go. So I'm going in the bathroom. This is one of those older bathtubs, one of those cast iron tubs that is kind of antique. You don't really see this anymore. This is an older building on the south side of Chicago, so you can kind of see some of the inside. The minis are a little older. We got a new light fixture. We're gonna put in the new mirror pretty soon and just clean this place up. Here's a little linen closet. We'll put a new door in and get this straight. But for the most part, the rehab on this is just about done. This is a doorway, and this doorway goes to the other bedroom here. So this is a 2-bedroom place. And you can see again the heating unit that I mentioned. So the rehab on this one is just about done. It's just a matter of tying up some loose ends, getting the cleaning service to clean it up, and then putting it back on the market to be rented out. And then we'll go from there. I'll caution you also, it's challenging. You want to be careful about renting out properties around this time of year, especially in Chicago, because you got professional renters. And so what I mean by that is that you got individuals who will move into your property at this time of year, pay 1 month of rent on the security, and then don't pay anything else, because when the weather drops, the city of Chicago won't evict the tenants. And then even if the eviction process started, it's backlogged, in terms of the number of evictions and time for the sheriff to come out. So you can move somebody in around November and they not pay rent, and they may not be out to April or May. And so you won't be a happy camper. So be careful. Make sure you vet your tenants as well as possible. I'll provide some tips. But that's about it. So glad I can give you some information. Got some more things coming for you down the pipe. Be sure to tune in to C-Flips, He Flips. Just spend your whole Saturday with me. Just hang out with me all Saturday. Monday, Geeks Monday on a Saturday. So C-Flips, He Flips debuts this Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon. Talk about a lot of these topics. God bless your support. God bless you. I appreciate your support. Hey, by the way, too, we're still trying, like I told you, I wanted to make sure that we bring you good content. And the way that I know that we're bringing you content that you enjoy that's helpful is to be able to subscribe to the channel. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you have subscribed to the channel, go ahead and pass it on to a friend. I'm giving away $100 for my 150th subscriber. We want to keep bringing good information to you, good content. So hopefully it can help you out. I got to go. Talk to you later. Curtis R. Monday. Bye-bye.